Don't kill
Just
this.
kill this. I need more chiefs down here.
We can push this. Darter, stay on follow CC. Darter, stay on follow CC.
You want me jumping on base?
One shot 260.
No. You need to
Keep going. Push low. Push
repeating around. We're gonna kill
800 Chieftain. 800 Chieftain.
We're gonna kill this. Keep pushing.
Everything push. Everything push. Everything push.
They're pushing.
Yes, let's go.
Yes, 700 Chieftain. 600 Chieftain.
Hey gamers, welcome back to another video. In today's video, we will be checking out the my first set of good games in my brand new Clan Wars reward tank, the 121B, that I unlocked in the Iron Age campaign. And the Iron Age campaign, as you can see in the corner over here, I've got the Iron Age hero badge I'm currently proudly displaying. This is actually, the 121B is actually the last tank the last Clan Wars reward tank I needed to unlock. So I now have all 7 reward tanks. So that's pretty exciting. It's been a long journey, starting in 2020 to unlock all of them. But anyway, on to the video. As you can see, the 121B is decently mobile. Similar mobility, but a bit worse than a 907, I think. And the gun depression is slightly better. Overall, the tank, at least for me, I prefer a lot compared to the 907. The gun feels better. One nice thing you get is 350 millimeters of heat penetration, the same as the likes of the 907, not the 907, the M60 and the VKK. So we're up on the hill on Pearl River, which is fitting because this is actually one of the Chinese maps, and this is a tier 8 game, but right now we have a lot of different tanks, including a tier 10 coming up towards us. So right now we're kind of in a bad spot, and you can see I'm trying to play this rock. We have a Jetto 65 on the hill with us, and he is taking the brunt of the fire. So you can quickly see this is a typical tier 10 medium tank, and that it's got a really good solid gun with great DPM, and we are just ripping into this Caro. Once the Caro runs out of, fires most of its magazine, it is going to take a very long time to get back into the fight. So we take a bad hit from the IS-3A, we're trying to get below, we're trying to move the gun depression, it's limited, we end up getting a shot, and it is all standard by the way. The APCR pen is really good at 261 millimeters of penetration, and so it's a 3k damage already in the first 3 minutes of the game. We're trying to get a shot underneath, but we don't manage to get it. And again, the IS-3A puts another one into us. So right around here, I'm deciding, okay, I need to play up. I try and loop the shot in on the very corner of the ISU, but I end up hitting the wreck of the 703. And here, I try and get one in, and again, I thought it might bounce, but we put another shot in. We're trying to side hit. We do not want to take a hit from that tank. We just managed to get the reload on him. I don't know if he was probably trying to settle the sights because of the gun like that. And as you can see, I'm shooting the IS-3A, but I'm kind of watching for the Caro because he's flanking around. And here comes the Caro. He's a one-shot, but even with his slow intro clip, there's a good chance he could kill me. Someone else, though, the Story of K, I believe, the Story of K takes the Caro, which allows me to finish the job. So now, up to 4.7 thousand damage and 2 kills, dealing with a horde of tanks trying to get me off the hill. And you can see the 121B is definitely a decent brawling medium tank. Not as good as, say, the 121 compared to armor and stuff. It's low like the 140 low like the 907 compared to the 430U. But the 121B is definitely a solid tank post recent buffs. I believe the tank got similar to the M60 back when both were released in the bond store. I could have gotten this thing for 15,000 bonds. Instead, I chose to wait for the campaign because 15,000 bonds is a lot and could be better spent elsewhere. Up to almost 5k damage, just got the 5.2k damage after 3 kills. When we do that, we take out the Yak Panzer E100. The cap is about to cap out. I'm asking for the teammates to please get off cap so we can finish up the game. They kill the KPZ, the tier 8 medium tank, who was hanging out near the cap circle, and pretty much now it's just a race to see will we kill the artillery before that. And this replay shows what you can do in a dominant matchup when faced with a lot of enemies. They definitely could have played better together against me, actually did not fire a single heat round. I still have my full 20 because the standard penetration against tier 8s is more than enough. And so definitely making good use of the tank here. And here I loaded a high explosive shell because it's got 480 alpha damage, just in case I get a shot on the artillery. But we'll just have to see whether or not it actually gets killed because the cat timer is so close to being finished. I'm trying to get a shot, but it's not happening. The ELC's reloading, so the enemy already survives on 6 HP. Alright, welcome back. We're here for the next replay. This is actually the game I played right before the last one. And as you can see, I actually don't have the 3D style for the tank. I wasn't quite able to get in that top spot. But it's no big deal because I'm very active in the Clan Wars scene. And so I have 2 copies of the Fire Element style, which I think looks really good on the Asian tier 10s. So that was weird. The replay gave a little sound, if you heard that, but it was the sound of the Italian heavy tanks with the reloading save mechanic right there. I actually was the one who was spotting that, so I get 1,470 spotting just like that, which is crazy. There's so many tanks there, so right away up to a good start. And here we see the IS-7 trying to get closer. I'm playing one of my favorite positions on this map, which is actually one of my favorite maps in the game because of how close quarters most of the combat is, how fast the games are, especially in competitive. These games are very fast-paced, all about fast-paced rotations and brawling with efficient use of team tactics. I'm worried about growth TDs in their base around the J123, K123 area, but we're not seeing that. So here, we'll put a shot in, he actually catches a hull. Really, he could shoot us anywhere, and he could pen, even as a flat turret face. Maybe not with his AP, but that's definitely something. So here I actually have a heat round loaded, and that was a big misplay because I actually just fired a heat round straight into the destroyable building there, the destroyable object, which just simply ends the game. I also mentioned I got 131 spotting on the Jagdpanzer E100, and here I'm thinking of moving over to the 8-9 line, but then right around here, I get to about here when I realize, wait a second, look at how many tanks have already made that play. I'm not going to get any damage, so right about now I'm like, you know what, that's just not going to work. So I turn around and then I move back towards mid to try and get further shots, and I only have 2 shots of damage, one against the IS-7, the other against the Jagdpanzer. But it's still relatively early in the game. We definitely are dominating this round, though it's not going to last very long. So I play wide on this angle, I'm looking for shots. Then I decide I'm going to push up, and I get into an interesting fight against this SDB. First round, I just put in APCR right there. I should make a bit of a misplay pretty soon, because I am staying safe mostly from the opponents on the sniper approach. And here, I try and get a shot in, but I bounce. He bounces against my turret, because the turret armor on the 1-2B is pretty good. You see I take a hit from the Leopard, so I decided to move closer in to leave this rock. If I just pause for a second and just show you, this rock right here protects me from the approach, which is right over here. So if I stay, you know, we keep this rock between me and this sniper approach up there, I will be able to avoid their shots. And I also want to keep this bomb here between me and the IS-7, the SB-1, and any other tanks that might be in this middle area, because if I push forward to here, say, I'd be even safer from this angle and also from this angle potentially, all but this wide angle. But at the same time, I would be exposed to these 2 tanks, and the SB-1, even on a low HP like this, would definitely be able to ruin my day. He has insane DPM. So let's get back in the game. So here I make a mistake because I'm still firing the APCR. And the SCP-1 turret has a big old weak spot. That one hits the rock, I believe. It doesn't even get bounced. It actually just missed the tank completely. So I'm cheaping out here when I should be seeing. I just fired that was too low and just hit the turret in front of the hatch. So right around here, I reload heat, and I aim my shot carefully and I get the kill. For some reason I was surprised that I got the kill even though I have 390 alpha. Here I try and get a shot in, but it's yellow and I miss. You see a stove in that back location I told you about, like back here. It's here, so line up like in that bushes. This is one of the prime spots people like to shoot from this position. You can get shots on people in the like climbing the hill and stuff. And it's the same to, I think it's right now it's actually not the same on this side. It's a spot around here where you can shoot someone coming like this, but there's not that same hill shot on this side from back here, I believe. So I try and reload, still find APCR, but I just can't get the shot. So I've just shot like 2k damage and 1.6k spotting. A lot of damage block too. So here we're taking one of the positions I went earlier, we're up against here because you have shots against all these tanks. I'm looking for a shot on the stove, but he gets taken out. I look for a shot. I actually don't lead enough, even APCR, and I miss that shot. He gets behind cover. The E100 is completely in the open. I put a shot flush into his side. APCR is my favorite shell type in the game. That was a pretty risky poke. If you had the big gun, he definitely could have shot me. Here we just get the side of it, but we're actually spotting him. I'm actually not even running optics, and I don't have a particularly good crew. I have a fresh crew of female crew members and battle pass crew members. So they have some crew books on them, but they're not super skilled. And then here I try and go for the final kill and kill myself. But as you can see, 2.1k spotting and 2.4k damage. I definitely could have played this one better, but I just kind of want to show you even what this tank can do even when things are not exactly going to plan. Alright, we are back with the final replay for this video. We are on Highway, and it's another tier 8 game. I'm still learning this tank. I don't do well with tanks with limited gun depression, so that's why like the last game was not particularly impressive. But I'm definitely enjoying grinding the field mounts on this tank, trying to get a feel for it, and I definitely will keep at it. Hopefully get much better at this tank over time. I definitely want to at least be proficient with each of the Clan Wars reward tanks, which I'm well on the way to doing, but the Karo still eludes me most of the time. I'm sure it eludes many players, but we're taking making my favorite play in the city on this map. I take this in my aggressive medium. I take this in my favorite heavy tanks, like fast heavies, like a 277 or VZ55 is especially good for this part right here, because right here we're actually, you saw I shot to break the fence with APCR, because now we can spot, because these destructible walls, they actually block your vision, and so you can shoot through them with certain shell types like high explosives, synth changes, and of course AP and APCR, but you can't do that with heat. And so by breaking it, I made it so that I will be able to see through and shoot it without, because if I left the wall destroyed, left the wall as is, they will be cross unspotted, so now I can actually get shots on this. And a VZ we perfect for this kind of play, because a 2-second intra clip with 490 alpha, I would be able to just destroy someone. So we notice no one's actually coming to play, so I shoot the phase 1 because they're all kind of further back, and so now I'm trying to size grade, but what I don't realize is this tank can't really size grade. So, or at least I'm not doing it properly. So now I'm looking for a shot in the people I managed to get and pull back. All the way up to like 3 shots of damage against this phase 1. Artillery tries to get a shot in, but just hits the building. So I'm looking for additional shots in the city. I'm checking his angle because I want to see. No one's playing that. I don't even get any shots in that normal position. They're all playing on the far side. So then I noticed the Kunstpanzer is moving up. I put a tracking shot in, but he pens me. And the Kunstpanzer has decent DPM. And here I'm way over angling, way. So see, I kind of flatten myself out. But I pull out, he probably gets the shot into my lower plate. Because when you expose the shoot like that with most tanks, and this is a bad play here, but I bounce the shot, so I'm not happy about that. I do manage to bounce a shot on my angled upper front plate though, and then the KPZ is moving to go try and flank and kill the Kunstpanzer. But you see, I'm waiting, and I just put the shot in when he goes to run away. He forgot I was playing that angle. Happens to me all the time, too. When you're dealing with threats from multiple vectors, it's easy to lose track of your angles. So here I'm playing up, pushing up, looking to get a shot on the phase 1. I get a shot in, and then the KPZ immediately follows up with the fatal blow. The T95 is here, so I have I don't have intuition on this tank. So I have my first round was APCR. I put a shot of APCR into the commander's hatch, and then I put another heat round into the commander's hatch. We back up, the artillery fires and misses. We're looking for the final shot, but it was not needed. Up to 3,600 damage and 1 kill. We're looking for a shot on the Leopard. We still have heat loaded. We managed to track and pen the Leopard, and then he gets taken out. We managed to get a little bit of tracking for that, and we're back to APCR. Looking for a shot on the Lynx, but he dips below the ridgeline. Can we see a shot? Yeah, that was close. We definitely could have aimed that one better and hit. That could have been the kill shot right there. Doesn't really matter though, because the Lynx on our team catches up to him and gets the kill, while the Lorraine 40T finishes the job. So right now we're way up in HP, but I am low on HP. I'm looking for a shot on this Lorraine. I'm waiting. He goes dark, and then I don't wait to for him to get relit. He's gonna probably move back into a more defensive position. Up to 4k damage now with, again, a single kill. And now I'm looking to deal, I'm worried about this Chieftain. So we spot the Lorraine 40T, so I'm aiming. I put a shot in. He actually was out of my render distance, but he was still spotted, and so I get that was on a blind shot, and I got the notification for the damage. I'm moving up towards this bridge to try and get a better angle and kind of flank. Looking for a shot on this Chieftain. We had a sliver of one, but then we can't find the shot, and that's in this Borask and T-44-100 gets spotted. Looking for a shot. I thought he was going to back up, and then he pulls forward again, and I managed to get the kill shot. 2 kills and 4,700 damage. The CS-52 and the T-44-100 are engaged. I drive by, put a shot into that, but then he decides to put a shot into me, leaving me on one shot for all tanks in the enemy team. But I saved the CS from losing more of his HP. In hindsight, I probably should have played that a little more passively and let the CS hit, even though I'm 2 tiers higher. And right there, I got lucky. I bounced a shot from the Lorraine, and I'm ducking and weaving, trying to make sure I don't get hit again. Up to 5,200 damage. The Lorraine is a one-shot now, and the Borask is moving in for the kill. And here I am going to look for making an aggressive play against the 4 HP Cobra. He's hiding behind this building, and I'm a one-shot. Even if he's firing HE and he doesn't pen, with his clip, he can probably do some pretty good damage to me. So I get a shot into him and pull back. He's looking like he wants to try and kill me. He misses a shot. Then he bounces heat, but I don't know where that shot went. Maybe it went under his tank, I'm not sure. Maybe it went in the building. He gets taken out, 5,600 damage, and then the Chieftain gets taken out. And then I'll finish the game with 300 assistance and 5,600 damage and 2 kills. Hope you guys enjoyed my quick look at some of my early games in the 121B, and I'll catch you guys later in the next video.
I need help with the EBR.
We need to turn left.
Keep farming them, keep farming them.
Nate,
Yes.
the one guy, there's VZs. Nate just drives in.
Oh, I got CS and no one else does.
Ignore EBR, he doesn't have